Hello and welcome back to the Hibs career mode. In this episode there's 5 games I think, including one simulated game. Mostly just, well, obviously highlights, as this episode is post commentary. I have to say Basagog was incredible in this game against Huddersfield. You know, with an amazing start there. 1-0 up against Huddersfield away, 12 minutes into the game, and he's really lethal on that wing, to be honest. He's got about 96 pace I think, and you can just see it. Just, to be fair, he got lucky with that, but he done very well to get there, and then here again he's doing very well to push and you know, be a real threat to defenders, and then take too long to get there, and then just before you know it, again 2-0 up, and that's 21 minutes into the game. It was just incredible. The whole team is really starting to gel together now, and well, I am a wee bit ahead at the current moment in time while I'm recording this. I just recorded I don't know what episodes specifically there will be, but I'm just after the January transfer window in this season, so I'm a bit ahead, but yeah, the team is doing really well, considering what I expected from them. People like Arnold Roche, Basagog, Lookman, even Azog is pretty good. This goal from Gianni Altas, I was really paranoid because I didn't think it was actually going to go in. I thought it was just going to roll along the line and bounce back out, but it's probably about as perfect of a finish as you can get. You know, bottom corner, posting in, basically rolled right along the line, just inside the other post as well. Just such a nice finish. Gianni Altas is, you know, what probably is like the highest rated player in the team at the moment that's an outfield player. Other than him, it's El Shenawi. The team is really young now as well, so we've got the likes of, well, obviously Roche, Douglas Graham, who's like 18 or 19, Ben McCall, you've got Matsumoto. There's, you know, a bunch of youth players that basically a bunch of youth players that essentially aren't, you know, just aren't going to get much game time. People like Humura, who has played a couple of times I believe, only due to fitness reasons for the rest of the squad though. I think the oldest player in the squad will be Joe Ledley. He's 30 he's 32 or 33, but he's still going very strong. Sadly, he is retiring this season, but there's not really much you can do about that. He's retiring quite young. At the same time though, it's probably best that he retires fairly young, because he's 72 rated, so he's just going to keep getting worse and worse, and eventually he's not going to be able to play anymore for the team, and he'll just be sitting on the bench or the reserves doing nothing. Although, to be fair, if you're sitting on the reserves for a Premier League team just because you're old and you're ready to retire and not getting played, you're still getting a lot of money technically, aren't you? In this game against Leicester, I'm pretty sure we played basically the same team as we played against who we just played the other now, just against Huddersfield. Leicester are a good team. I think they got off to a very, very decent start in this season. So yeah, they were. I thought they would be a threat essentially, and we get away with getting a penalty here actually. So I was like, where did the penalty come from? Because I didn't think he really done anything much, but then I look at the replay, and he actually did completely miss the ball altogether. So yeah, I was quite glad that we got the penalty. I don't know why the arrow keeps coming on when I get penalties now though. Like, I keep forgetting to turn it off. It's because the arrow doesn't come up until you decide you're going to shoot, and I keep forgetting about that. Lookman asking questions of the defenders, but that's a simple save for Schmeichel, who punts it away out. Then they end up out in the attack, and they keep trying, but Vinicius ends up getting the tackle in there. So their attack was just completely put to a halt. And Demarai Gray, what a save this is. El Shaarawy, right, he's in the first season when I had him, it wasn't exactly, it definitely wasn't first team. It wasn't permanent is what I was thinking in the first season. I was thinking we'll probably be here till we get to the Premier League, and then after that we'll probably be gone. But this season he's really pulled out a lot of really decent saves out the bag, and then this goal from Basagog. Again, he's ridiculously quick. I don't know how fast he would be in real life. I've never seen him play in real life. I don't know where he plays. Well, I think he plays in China actually, because I remember looking him up, because obviously I've got him in this career mode, and I was curious as to how he is in real life, and he's decent. I would say, I wouldn't say he's absolutely amazing, because he is playing in China, you know what I mean. I think that deflected that shot there. They end up in another attack, and Arnold Roche just completely rinses two defenders, and Schmeichel makes a very decent save to stop us from getting the goal. And then Basagog asking more questions of the defenders, and Roche, Jesus, I don't know what the celebration is. It's not even really a celebration. He's just kind of standing there looking at the crowd. I wasn't expecting this to be a thunder cunt into the top corner, I have to admit, because it does. I think like last season, people like him, Caicedo, Basagog at times, were all missing really just chances that really should have been put away at times, and obviously Roche fell victim of that as well. But he is a really like, he's really important to the team now. He plays at centre attacking mid basically, and he's just a top player. I think that game ended 3-1. I was happy with that result as well, because like I said, I wasn't really going into the season thinking, yeah, well, we're going to go and win the league or something like that. I'm expecting like mid-table. This game against Everton is in the Carabao Cup, a competition I simply don't really care about. They end up getting the first chance of the game 7 minutes in. Doesn't really amount to anything. Jamieson doing really well to keep the defenders away. Then some incredible play between Berglund and Graham. Just a quick 1-2, and it completely, the defenders didn't know what was going on again, which I've noticed. I've managed to do quite a lot in this series. In the 19th minute, that goal came, and in the 35th minute they're on the ball from a throw in, and then they've already pushed through, and it's a good save from Marciano, who I thought I would give a start. He's really aging though. Well, he's not, for a goalkeeper it's actually not too bad. It's just he's not in the 70s or anything like that, so I don't have plans to keep him. So what I'll probably do is just train another goalkeeper up until he gets to 70 rated, and eventually by the time they get to about 70 rated, 75 rated maybe, El Shaarawy will probably be 30, and maybe he'll grow as well, because he's 75 rated, but he's only 28 or something. So he's still got time to grow. Graham just completely taking all the players away from him. I don't know how he done it as well, because he's not exactly strong, he's not big or anything like that. And then nudges off, there was about 3 or 4 defenders near him, and he manages to find the bottom corner from just inside the box, I think it was. He's ridiculous. He's another one of the players that, the core of this team is what kind of impresses me the most, because we've got players in every position more or less that are really good. In goals we've got El Shaarawy. Fullbacks we've got Joe Riley and Alexander Arnold. Striker we've got Graham. We've got Lookman. On the wings we've got Basagog, Gianni Otas, Soteldo's quite good as well. At midfield we've got Joe Ledley, Berglund, John McGinn, Roche obviously. In midfield we're really strong. In this game against Stoke we play basically our strongest team again. And then Roche, this is ridiculous. What else can you really say about that? And then he starts dabbing for some reason. I think I did that by accident. But to be fair, right, what a goal this is. Both defenders, well, I think it was a midfielder then a defender. I'm not sure who the defender was though. He just made them look like they weren't even there, and then he does a very good job of deflecting Joe Allen's shot away. So he went off to a really good start in the first 13 minutes, and then Basagog trying to just sort of work his way in slowly through the defenders, but he doesn't manage to do it at that point. Then he does a quick 1-2 with Roche, starts to try and come back in through the defenders again, but he can't find space to do so. Ledley with a good shot, but Jack Butland catches it, makes it look as if it was not a big deal at all. This ball to Gianni Ottas was very, very good. I think it was from John McGinn. I thought Basagog was going to quickly nip in between the defenders and at least get a shot on target from the header, but he doesn't manage to. And then that was basically all that happened in this game, to be honest. And then that was it, full time. Nothing happened in the second half really. So basically that goal from Roche was massive, and it was very, very, took a lot of skill from him to do that. 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot. I think this is the last game of the episode against Crystal Palace, and then our next game will be against Derby County in the next episode. So I think I'll show you the team that we go into that game with, and we'll end the episode off there, because this is post commentary. You can tell I've already put the clips together and stuff. But we managed to lose to Crystal Palace here at home. Again, I'm not too fussed about it, because where we should be in the season or in the table compared to where we actually are in the table is completely different. We're in the top half of the table. We are, we're beating teams quite convincingly. We've only been beaten very convincingly by Chelsea. That 4-1 defeat, which I will never forget. I'll show you the team that I go into this game with. And it's a bit rotated, we've got like people like Ben McCall, Jamieson comes in, and Martina and Ralston. But I'm going to end the episode off here. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment on anything you'd want to see from me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.